9 days ago, the APAC Tacticians Cup took place, and the player Balmyeong from the KR server won the tournament. He has uploaded a video on his YouTube channel summarizing the meta regarding the recent 14.19 patch, and I found that the small details he shares can be very helpful. So, I'll summarize it as simply and clearly as possible. There are two versions of Arcana Varus, the Blaster version and the Arcana version. If you have the Blaster emblem or AD items to give to Ezreal, go for the Blaster version. If not, use the Arcana version instead. If you have the emblem, remove Ahri, Bard, and Xayrath to form a 6 Blaster composition at level 8. If you don't have the emblem but have AD items for Ezreal, include a Blaster unit instead of Ahri or Bard to form a 4 Blaster composition. For the Arcana charm, in the Arcana version, give the Arcana charm to Tahm Kench, and for the 4 Blaster composition, give the Arcana charm to Hecarim. Never give it to Xayrath. When using the Arcana version, if Xayrath does not appear at level 8, you can supplement with Rakan or Morgana for the Preserver trait. For Tahm Kench, the item Protector's Vow is a good choice. The effect of Protector's Vow provides a shield proportional to maximum health, which pairs well since Arcana Varus has increased health. Additionally, giving Protector's Vow increases the chances of Tahm Kench using his skill twice, making it a recommended choice. For Varus, Infinity Edge and Last Whisper are generally fixed choices, and the best attack speed item is red. Many players opt for Ginsu, but red is the superior option. This is because the current trend is to solve attack speed and healing reduction with one red item instead of using 2 items. Also, red's dot damage can trigger Pyro Execution, which is beneficial. However, if you're going for the Blaster version, you'll need to use skills quickly, so Shojin is better than Ginsu or red. Preserver Karma Fiora is best when you create mana items and healing reduction items early on, or when you get an item augment. For Karma, while Shojin and Morlanomican are good options, but blue and red are the best. Since items can be limited, give Thief's Gloves to Gwen. When running the Preserver Karma Fiora composition, give Karma only 2 items and focus on designing items for Fiora. Once Fiora's items are fully completed, then design items for Gwen or Nasu's. The key difference that determines the strength and weakness of this composition lies in whether you overinvest in Karma or not. If there are no emblem, for Scholar Ryze is definitely better than Portal Ryze. Make sure to give Ryze Red and Archangel, and for the last item, any AP item will do. Since Ryze attacks the backline, a magic resistance reduction item like Static Shiv is better than Ionic Spark. For Milio, fill him up with mana items. The key detail of this composition is that you should prioritize defensive items for Taric over backline items. Ryze can deal damage with just Archangel, but if the frontline can't hold, he won't be able to do anything. Make sure to equip the frontline with plenty of defensive items and just hold out. Milio will keep supplying items, so definitely give Taric 3 defensive items. You can improve your composition with Milio, Morgana, and Diana. Proceed with Portal Ryze only when you have the emblem. The key to this composition is reaching level 9. If you finish at level 8, it will be weaker compared to other compositions, so make sure to find just 1 Ryze and 1 Taric at level 8, then save your gold to reach level 9. At level 9, add 5 cost units like Morgana, Diana, or Briar. If the situation is too difficult and you can't reach level 9, give the portal emblem to one of Nico, Nasu's, or Tahm Kench and use them. Even when you reach level 9, make sure to maintain 8 portal. If you're lucky enough to get Nora at level 8, swap her with one of Kassadin, Jace, or Ezreal. Balmyeong usually drops Kassadin. Yuumi should be fixed to Taric, but if the opponent's composition targets Ryze, link Yuumi to Ryze to heal him. As for Galio, position him to follow the enemy's backline DPS. Place him on the left if their backline is on the left, and on the right if it's on the right. This way, he will often stun the enemy's DPS. Only proceed with the 7 Frost composition if you have a Frost emblem. Since the Frost emblem is a damage item, give it to Varus, and then complete his build with Infinity Edge and Last Whisper. Make sure to give Edge of Night to Olaf. The difference in Olaf's performance with or without Edge of Night is significant. 7 Frost is a comp that wins through high damage, so prioritize building items for Varus and Olaf first. After that, use any leftover items to build defensive items for Nasu's and anti-heal items. At level 9, replace Warwick and Diana, and then add Shin or Camille. It's recommended to proceed with this comp when you can quickly build for Sugarcraft. Once you reach level 8, lock in 5 Sugarcraft units. For tanks, use Tahm Kench or Rakan, and for damage dealers, use Fiora or Olaf, depending on which unit reaches 2 stars first. Personally, Balmyeong thinks Tahm Kench and Fiora are better options, but it's important to use whichever unit hits 2 stars first. Focus on item augments, and even if you're aiming for a 3-star Jinx, make sure to reach level 8 first before re-rolling. Give Karma only 2 items and prioritize Olaf's items first. Since Olaf's skill grants him crowd control immunity, give the Chrono emblem to another unit. You can later replace Olaf with Briar, or continue using him. At level 9, add Hecarim and Diana to activate Bastion and Multistriker. You can use the unit that comes out first between Karma or Ryze. You can simply keep the field as it is and choose to use only Karma and Ryze. When using Karma, you can also include Zilean and Rakan to gain the Chrono and Preserver traits. If you're lucky enough to get Morgana at level 8, swap her in for Zoe when using Karma, and replace her with Cassiopeia when using Ryze. There are versions for the 6-level setup focusing on getting Syndra and Nyla to 3 stars, an 8-level version using Karma and Tahm Kench, and a version that includes Vex and Galio with a 3-mage composition. If Syndra and Nyla appear frequently, rerolling is a good option. Otherwise, the most recommended strategy is to use Karma and Tahm Kench at level 8. This is an augment that allows you to score points for free if you know how to use it. Don't level up until you collect 50 gold. Fill your field with pairs of 1-cost units and only 2-star 1-cost or 2-cost units, so you can manage your health very well until stage 4. Since this composition requires a lot of gold, it's recommended to roll at 4-5 instead of rushing to roll at 4-2. Don't think about reaching level 9. Focus on getting all units to 2-star at level 8. After scouting, if there's a 4-cost unit that no one is using, you can easily aim for a 3-star 4-cost unit at level 8, so play accordingly. If you do reach level 9, you can use Camille, Diana, and Smolder. The main damage dealer is Callista, while the sub-dealers are Nami and Ryze. For the AD fighters, Olaf and Fiora should be given Thief's Gloves. If Jinx comes out well, you can use for Hunter Wukong and Jinx at level 7. In general situations, Wukong and Karma are a better choice. Give Wukong Bloodthirster, Steric, and Gargoyle. Alternatively, Bloodthirster and 2 Gargoyles are also good. For Karma, you should give her Blue, Red, and Static. The strategy is to complete Wukong's 3-star at level 7 and then increase your value by removing Zoe and adding Milio and Morgana. At level 6, aim to achieve 3-star Rumble and Tristana. Then, at level 7, you can either add Rakan or replace Bard with Blitzcrank and Warwick. For Rumble's items, it's best to equip Bloodthirster along with a damage-focused item. Position Rumble to follow the opponent's ranged dealer, and if you're unsure about the placement, it's advisable to keep them fixed on the left. Choose only when you can immediately make Ginsu. Just like Rumble, look for 3-star Galio, Rumble, and Mordekaiser at level 6. At level 7, add Zilean to activate 2 Chrono. Then, at level 8, remove Zilean and add Blitzcrank and Warwick to achieve 6 Vanguard. Use Soraka until Nami appears. Nomsy reroll is not very effective on its own, but it works really well when you have Draconic Mastery. At level 5, aim for 3-star Nomsy and Shyvana. However, if Nomsy reaches 3 stars, postpone Shyvana's 3-star upgrade and go straight to level 8 to activate 6 Shapeshifter and 3 Dragon. For Nomsy's items, Infinity Edge and Last Whisper are fixed, and then give him either Shojin or Ginsu based on which one you get first. Give items to whichever unit, Jinx or Kog'Maw, reaches 3 stars first. This composition is recommended when you have Category 5 or Hunting Frenzy. The Hunter emblem is not effective. Be sure to give Olaf Edge of Night, and at levels 8 and 9, add Rakan and Morgana to strengthen your composition. There are 2 versions. One is to get Ashe and Jax to 3 stars at level 5 and then rush to level 8, and the other is to achieve 3 stars for Ashe and Jax at level 5, then 3-star Akali and Kassadin at level 6, and finally rush to level 8. If Prismatic Ticket appears as the first augment, take it and play as a one-trick to secure a top 4 finish. At level 6, add Shen, and at level 8, include Callista and Camille to complete the composition. Ziggs, Poppy, and Blitzcrank can be 3-starred at level 5, followed by 3-starring Nunu and Cassiopeia at level 6. Proceed if Zap Attack Blitzcrank has been obtained or if Ziggs and Blitzcrank are appearing frequently. After that, add Arcana units, and the Arcana charm should be given to Ahri. If the opponent's dealer is on the left, position the units as they are now. If the opponent's dealer is on the right, adjust the positioning accordingly. When facing Ziggs, place the dealer in the center for an easier win. Proceed when Mage Emblem or Learning to Spell is obtained. Crown Guard is a great defensive item for the Mage composition. Equip Crown Guard on AP tanks like Vex and Mordekaiser. Be sure to give the Mage Emblem to Mordekaiser. Once Mordekaiser reaches 3 stars, they can handle both damage and tanking on their own, making them incredibly strong. Typically, Yuumi should be placed on the tank, but if the opponent's composition targets the backline, attach Yuumi to Veigar instead. Proceed when you have secured the artifact item, Corrupt Vampiric Scepter. At level 5, aim for 3-star Warwick, Blitzcrank, and Twitch. Once all are upgraded, head to level 8 and complete the 6 Vanguard comp. For Warwick's items, give him Ginsu, Vampiric, and Titan's Resolve. Quicksilver is also good, but in most cases, Titan's Resolve is better. Give all defensive items to Blitzcrank and all AD items to Twitch. Warwick comps structurally struggle to take first place but can easily secure second or third place. However, if you obtain the Shields Up augment, first place becomes possible. This comp has become viable again after being buffed in the recent patch. For the frontline, you can use either Vanguard or Shapeshifter. At level 6, aim for 3-star Syndra, Cassiopeia, and Mordekaiser. Depending on your frontline, when you reach level 8, you can either go for 6 Vanguard or 6 Shapeshifter. Although Ezreal's base attack damage was nerfed by 5 in the recent patch, it still remains powerful when all units are 3-starred. At level 7, aim to 3-star Mordekaiser, Ezreal, and Wei. There are 2 versions of the Blaster reroll comp, the one you see here, which uses 4 Vanguard and 4 Blaster, and the version using the augment 3's a Crowd. In the 3's a Crowd version, remove Tahm Kench and Galio, and add Hecarim and Shin to gain an additional 375 HP. For Ezreal's positioning, choose one of the 3 center back row tiles. Since Ezreal's skill targets his current attack target, placing him too far to the side can sometimes make his skill go in an odd direction. That's why central positioning works best. Meta comps are strong, but you can still make it to the top 4 with other comps, so it's perfectly fine to play with what you're given. The power of the current emblem composition is strong, so if a good emblem appears, it's fine to go with a one-trick strategy. The best strategy in the current meta is to make red buff and keep the possibilities open for 3 compositions: Varus, Karma, and Ryze. If you cannot make red buff and instead create Ginsu, you can give up on Karma and focus on the possibilities for the 3 compositions of Varus, Ryze, and Kalista. When using the Varus composition, if Marksman's Toolbox is available, give both Sniper's Focus and Fishbones first, and then give Infinity Edge as the last item. Select Prismatic Ticket as your first augment and aim for 5 consecutive losses. Then, start from 3-1 with the Multistriker reroll composition to secure a top 4 finish. It's crucial to include Edge of Night for Olaf, as the difference is significant with or without it. Ryze also experiences a significant performance difference depending on whether or not Archangel Staff is equipped. Make sure to include Archangel Staff when using Ryze. The current strength of red buff is very high, and it's an item that can be used in all meta compositions. Therefore, if you can make red buff, be sure to prioritize it. Up until now, I've provided a brief summary of Balmyeong's thoughts on patch 14.19, the winner of the APAC Tacticians Cup 2. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you.